Welcome everyone to Charts Focus 1, where we teach you how to work hard and trade smart. In this video, I want to go over how the ticker symbol DASH or DOORDASH can be presenting us with a potential gold mine of an options trade. I will go over the reasons why DOORDASH could be presenting us with a great trade, then the technical analysis of the ticker, and then lastly, the potential option contracts of interest that could be opened for the trade. Okay, so first of all, this company got my attention thanks to social media. So I was notified about a certain problem that DoorDash is currently facing with its drivers, or as we like to call them, dashers. So apparently, there is rampant and widespread theft of foods and other items that people are ordering, so the customers. And surprise, surprise, the theft is being committed by the delivery people, the dashers. And the basic process of this theft is that once the delivery person drops off the bag of food at the front porch or door of the customer's place, they take the picture to show proof to DoorDash that the food was delivered. And once that's confirmed, the delivery person retakes the food and runs back to the car with the food. And that is how this basic form of theft is done. Now, this may not sound like too big of a problem, but this is a huge problem for the restaurants and DoorDash. First off, it drops confidence levels for the customers and especially the restaurants who are approved to do business with DoorDash. So the restaurants lose money when DoorDash refunds the customer's money after the theft, and what's worse is that the DoorDash will lose both the restaurants and customers' confidence in using their platform, thus losing revenue in their end. And the double whammy for DoorDash is that if the customer decides to reorder from the restaurant, the company pays the restaurant to remake the entire meal or whatever the customer had ordered again. Now, I don't know the specifics, but this is most likely a small loss for their profit margins. Now, I'm suspecting that these situations of theft aren't too common, so DoorDash won't be losing too much, which is why I said most likely it's a small loss. But what happens when this situation becomes common? They will have to refund the customers or pay the total of the restaurant for another order. And if this situation becomes rampant, confidence will definitely be lost and people will start to rely on other major competitors like Uber Eats. Now, I haven't seen any official reports from the company or at least addressed anywhere, but it seems like this problem is increasing, especially from what I've seen on social media. And I've seen videos that date back to last year, and now I'm seeing videos again this year. Now, of course, I hope that this problem doesn't persist or grow, as I always want the best for everyone, the restaurant, the company, and the customers. Okay, so with that information out of the way, let's take a stab at the technical chart here. So what's interesting here is that the daily chart looks absolutely amazing. It's in a nice potential bullish chart that is primed for a large reversal after going down about 77% from its overvalued all-time high price of 257.25 or $257.25 to its current share price sitting at $59.64 at the time of this recording. So what we are seeing here is a very nice base chart pattern as seen on the weekly time frame as well. So we have a complete stoppage of the sell-off that began after the share price hit that all-time high number as the price began its higher low and higher highs uptrend. This is a very textbook uptrend. And so this typical and textbook uptrend allowed the price to start making a bullish chart pattern called an ascending triangle. So we have the ascending support here and then the flat top or flat resistance right over here. And we are seeing this chart pattern appear everywhere after a lot of overvalued IPOs and other growth stocks got slaughtered from the 2022 bear market. So we know that the price is basing here, trying to find a nice reversal trend for a recovery phase of the share price. Now, on the daily time frame, we are seeing all my 4 major SMAs starting to coil with each other. So my SMAs are the 10, the red line here, the 21, this light blue line, the 50, this dark blue line, and then the 200, this yellow line. And in the most recent weeks, in the past month as well, we've been seeing all 4 SMAs starting to coil with each other and become entangled. And this usually means that we're about to see a very large break in price, whether it be to the upside or to the downside. But if you look at the SMAs a lot closer here, you can tell there are signs of a very bullish uptrend about to form, just based on the SMAs. So first of all, we have the price continuously holding above the 10 and 21 SMAs. So even if we lose it like we did right over here, we immediately snap back to the 10, retest it, remount it, and do the same for the 21 SMA. And if you guys remember from my other videos, my 10 and 21 SMA is what I call the momentum pair. So that means the short-term momentum is to the upside if we're staying above both of them, or at least respecting them, and we snap back to it. Or it's considered a bearish trend, an upcoming bearish trend, if we continue to stay below both of these 2 SMAs and we continue to reject them. And in this case, we continue to snap back right to these 2 SMAs. And currently, we're now back above the 10 and 21 SMAs after trying to stay below it a couple of days. But we snapped right back, which tells me that the short-term momentum is for the bulls, right? The buyers are still bidding the price higher to make sure that the share price continues to climb and climb and climb. Now, what's interesting is that if you continue to see this rise in price, we will definitely see the 10 supporting the price higher and the 21 not too far behind from the 10 supporting the price higher as well. And if you see closely here, we're about to see a bullish crossover of the 10 SMA over the 21 SMA. So a bullish crossover happens when a smaller SMA crosses over a larger SMA. And now if you start focusing on the 50 and the 200, there is potential for the 50 SMA to start curling upward, which is currently happening now, and eventually reach a converging point with this daily 200 SMA and cause what we call a golden cross. So this is a official identification of a bullish crossover when the 50 SMA crosses over the 200 SMA. And so if the price continues to move up higher, the 50 will eventually catch up with the 200 and it will cross over to the 200, officially cementing the longer term uptrend. And so we will see something like this happen. So the 50 SMA curls up higher and then the 200 SMA kind of flatlines as it's doing now. All right, so with that in mind, we have some major levels to consider here. So first of all, we've been holding this 56 level as support. And how do we know this? Well, we saw it multiple times in the past year, and we're seeing it now where we snap right back above 56 after breaking below it. And then we now also have a major level of resistance at 62. And this level of resistance has been respected multiple times as it did today at the day of this recording. And we saw it in the past multiple times as well. Okay? Now, when we go on the weekly time frame, there is a huge level of resistance. And that level is at 65, or if you want to consider using areas, 65 to 66 is also very much acceptable. And so this is the major level of resistance that the price needs to get over to officially confirm that weekly ascending triangle chart pattern that I talked about a couple of minutes ago, and to officially start the reversal for this name. And so if we're able to clear over also this weekly 50 SMA and above the 65 to 66 area, this resistance area or supply area, we will see a nice long-term uptrend for this name, and we can see, a lot of pain being erased from the past year. So, with all of this analysis in mind, it makes me wonder why we got such a heavy options flow for put contracts, specifically what we call a UOA, or unusual options activity. Remember, it's not UFO, it's UOA. Now, this is a very bearish position that was opened on this name at the time of this recording. When we take a look at the May and August expiration for puts on this name, there are two strikes that stand out. So here is an options chain from Yahoo Finance. So for May 19th, 2023, the 50 strike put contract stands out to me. And on August 18th, 2023, the 25 put strike contract stands out to me as well. So both of these contracts had a huge burst in volume today at the time of this recording. Again, right over here. So the Mays had an outright buying of 15,000 contracts, while the Augusts had an outright buying of over 40,000 contracts. To be exact, the volume number ended today at 15,036 contracts and 42,036 contracts respectively. So what is going on here? Well, first off, we know that in their most recent earnings report that happened after hours on Thursday of February 16th, they didn't fulfill the expectations for the earnings number. Okay, they didn't beat the estimates, but they did beat the revenue expectations by a difference of $48.7 million. Now, what was really positive was that they also reported that they would start an additional share buyback program of $750 million with an upgraded outlook and guidance for their first quarter of this year, this fiscal year of 2023. So this all sounds really bullish. So we have the fundamental reasons and the technical reasons to be very bullish. So why is there such a huge UOA position involving two contracts at that? Well, this usually means that someone or some people knows something that the regular, quote unquote regular, or retail investors like you and I don't know about. And in this case, from the UOA's positions, it seems like we're about to see some very negative news or negative catalysts between the current time of this recording to the respective expiration dates on those two contracts that I talked about earlier. So, what do you guys think? All right, that is it for this video. If you liked what you heard, please leave a thumbs up down below. And if you're new here, check out the description box below for the link to the CFO Swing Watch newsletter. You can gain access to the current swing trades that we have right now and much more. Also, make sure you guys check out the other videos on this channel to continue your learning and trading. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on another video.